Hi, my name is Anke Johnson, and I started my Shaklee business back in 2003. I started as a consumer in 1994 because I had a lot of health issues, specifically digestive issues, that were at that point very debilitating, and what I was doing wasn't helping. So coming back to 2003, when I started my Shaklee business, I had been a consumer for almost 10 years. And I really, really loved the Shaklee products, and they had made such a difference in my life, and I had been sharing them with people, but I had never considered a business up to that point. But in 2002, I was pregnant with my son, and I made the decision to give up my six-figure, high-stress, 70 plus per hour per week job um, in order to start my business, my Shaklee business, and in order to be able to be there with my family and specifically with my son. It made more sense to me, and it was very important for me to be able to stay home with him. And even if it was just going to be on a part-time basis, because at that point I wasn't sure if Shaklee was going to be a full-time job or if it was just going to be a part-time job while my son was a baby and was little. But what happened was I also, in the last 16 years, since I've been doing my Shaklee business, I also started another business, a from the ground up business that incorporated both health and life coaching as well as being a horse trainer and someone who teaches horseback riding lessons. And that job was never supposed to be a full-time job. It was supposed to be something that was just a passion project. And what happened was that job literally galloped away on its own four legs. And it's great, except that that job, especially with the horse training, is it's very, very physical. It's highly demanding. There's very little flexibility with it, and it's time for money. And so if I don't teach, I don't get paid. And my Shaklee business, meanwhile, kept growing and growing and growing and growing. But it wasn't growing to the place that I wanted it to grow because I was spending too much time with the horse business and the coaching business, which are one and the same. And so what I did was about a year ago, about 2 years ago now, I decided to go back to what I had originally planned, which was really growing my Shaklee business. And boy, oh boy, am I ever glad I did that, because it has allowed me to have choices and flexibility that I never had with the horse business. And it also allows me to be with my son, to be with my family, to do things that I cannot do with a horse business. Or really another traditional business where you have to be here physically in order to be able to do your business. So I have aging parents on both sides, my in-laws as well as my own. And I want to be able to, my in-laws are close, but my own parents are very far away geographically. And I want to be there to be able to take care of them. And my Shaklee business is portable, and I will be able to do that. So there are so many advantages and so many pluses that I have found with my Shaklee business. And probably one of the best things is that I can pursue what I believe is my purpose here on this earth, which is to help people in one way, shape, or another. And I can do that with a much more of a ripple effect than I can with any kind of a traditional business that I would be having, for example, my horse business. So with my Shaklee business, I can reach more people and help them in both their physical health and their financial health than I ever could in my traditional business. So think about the things that are important to you that you want to be able to do. Think about the things maybe that you don't want to be able to do or that you're doing right now that aren't really fulfilling. And those are the reasons why you would consider starting a Shaklee business. I can tell you from being a business owner from both a Shaklee business that has residual and passive income. Those may be things you don't quite understand at this point, but trust me, they're really good. They give you choices and flexibility, to a business where you are doing time for money and you don't have the flexibility. And for me, there's a huge danger component, and there's also a huge physical component. I'm 55 years old, and I know I'm not going to be able to work with these horses in the capacity that I'm working right now for probably, you know, I probably only going to want to do that, really want to do that, for about another 5 to 10 years. Because of Shaklee, I'm probably going to be able to physically do it. Anyway, I'm digressing. But if you have any questions, feel free to give me a shout. I am so happy to help you along your way, whether you are in part of my Shaklee group or not. I really don't care. If you have questions about moving from a traditional role in business to a Shaklee type role where you are your own boss and you are leading your own way, and you are having that ripple effect with so many people in a positive way, I am so happy to be able to help you make some decisions and ask some questions, and help you to figure out whether or not this is truly for you. Thank you, and good luck on your journey.